I sat down today to make a video, and I had one thought slash experience slash insight in mind, and that was don't try too hard. Just hold on loosely, but don't let go. Just hold on loosely, but don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you're gonna lose control. Take it easy, don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. You may lose and you may win, but you will never be here again. See, all the answers to life's big questions are found in 1970s arena guitar rock. So anyways, as I was saying before I got possessed by the Eagles and Don Henley there, I sat down to make a video today about how one shouldn't try too hard. And guess what? The video went south and I just wasted a few hours sitting there staring at my computer screen because I was trying too hard to make this video about not trying too hard. But while we are out here in the woods, this beautiful woods, this is Prater Park, you can see this wonderful tree behind me. Look at this being. Definitely does not try too hard. It just stands there and does its thing, right? While I was out here in this forest, I was reminded of an experience I had recently, actually that my girlfriend had when we were in Croatia. And this story has absolutely no bearing whatsoever on this video. But I've decided to set myself a challenge, which is to let things happen naturally, to start this video off with this story, and then see if we can come back around to it. It's a challenge in the theme of not trying too hard, letting things be, letting them happen naturally. My girlfriend is in the park in Venezia a month ago when we were at her parents' house for Easter. She's taken a jog in the park and she feels something weird, right? She's like, my spidey sense is tingling. She jogs along a little bit more and she really gets a strong feeling. And so she takes a shortcut, cuts across this open meadow, this open field. Then she comes around the gravel path, and in front of her there are like two big pine trees, and she's got to jog and go through them, and there's some shadows cast on the path, and there's possibly somebody hiding in these pine trees, hence her spidey sense tingling, right? So she's like, I'm not going to go there. And she's jogging, and she cuts to the left, and she's jogging forward, and she sees hiding in the bushes, sort of behind her, there's a guy with his pants at his ankles and his you-know-what in his hand, and he's doing you-know-what with his you-know-what in his hand, right? So, yes, that's happening. Okay, my girlfriend is like, I don't know where she got the idea that this was a good thing to do. She starts running and yelling at him. She's holding her phone, and she's like, I'm gonna call the police. You can't be doing this out here in this park. So fortunately, nothing happened to her. He didn't try. He just ran off. She said she'd never seen anybody run that fast through that park. This guy just bolted like greased lightning. Okay, so that's the story. The challenge is, how do we let go, not try too hard, and see if we can come back around to that story by the end of this video. And because I want to include it because it's kind of funny, but if it doesn't make any sense, I can't include it. Okay. Today's theme, not trying too hard.
Don't try too hard, you crazy person. Take it away, Forrest Jack.
So trying too hard is not like Rocky Balboa giving every last ounce of effort in the boxing ring. That's not what I'm talking about here. Trying too hard is tied up with wanting something too much and then screwing up the pursuit of that something because you want it so much and you can't see clearly. You're too close. You can't see the forest for the trees. And the harder you try, the farther away the thing you so desperately desire recedes. You know what I'm talking about? I think you do. So I guess life is imitating art here. I'm trying too hard to get this video done, and now I'm stuck at a crosswalk as the traffic goes on and on and on, and it won't let me pass, and my one precious life is drifting away as I try to finish this video. Know what I'm saying? I think you do. I don't think it's gonna rain. Do you think it's gonna rain? I don't think it's gonna rain. They said it was gonna rain. The people, the ones that live in my phone. I've got tiny little weathermen living in my phone. So for me, trying too hard is about wanting something too much and wanting it in a certain way. So it's about being attached to an idea. And in my experience, when I attach to an idea about how something should be, that gets in the way of me actually being able to move toward accomplishing a goal or reaching an aim. I stay stuck in the idea instead of actually throwing myself completely into the work. A fear of failure makes me try too hard, makes me try wrong, makes me afraid of the work, and so I fight it. Instead of giving myself to the project, I fight the project. You know, it's interesting. I've had a lot of experience in this realm of like trying so hard and fighting a project instead of giving myself to it. And it's funny, like, that's life. There's this thing in life, this quality about, like, it's not going to give you what you want if that's how you approach it. It doesn't matter what the realm is. Like, I've wanted women too much, and I went after them, and they could smell my need, and they ran the other way. I wanted to be a basketball star in high school. I wanted it too much. I barely scored 20 points my whole high school career. Every time I wanted to pass a koan, my Zen teacher would ring me out just when I walked through the door. If I wanted to pass the koan too hard, he could sense that energy and he rang me out. It's almost like life doesn't care what I want. It's going to respond to how hard I truly try, how much I have to give, and it's going to gauge that by whether or not I lose myself in a project as opposed to being neurotically obsessed with some kind of aim or outcome or end. So much of my failure in life has been not really a failure at all. It's just been me not having the courage to really let go of my ideas about something and truly try instead of just trying too hard and screwing it up right away. To wit, today, since I've come out here to the forest to shoot this video, I have not had a particular aim or outcome or end, and my peregrinations, my skylarking, my perambulating has brought me to an interesting place. We're in a barlock forest. Bar is bear, lock is onion. You can see this little green plant on the ground here. You can eat this and make soups out of it. It's so beautiful. I just wandered back here thinking, talking to you, and found myself in the heart of spring after a very long winter. And I'm happy I did. It's like sometimes you gotta let go and trust life to take you somewhere. May not be exactly where you think you want to go, but it might be where you need to wind up. I'm giving you the panoramic view. Had I stayed home in the cramped, gloomy apartment trying to complete this video about not trying too hard, I never would have brought you out here to this tiny little corner of the forest as spring comes out of the ground. How does that happen, right? Where does spring come from? It's like a koan. Was it hiding in the ground? Was it somewhere else and then it came here? Where do those deep reserves of energy come from, right? That you can answer the koan from, or that you can slam dunk a basketball through the hoop through, or that you can cut through your lies and your nerves and really communicate something important to someone you love, or you can summon the muse from the bottom of your heart and finish a creative project. I think that kind of energy doesn't come from trying so hard and having an idea and beating your head against the wall as you try and achieve something that looks like that idea. I think it comes from being able to let go, being able to hold on loosely while giving yourself a little space to be creative. Getting a little bit dark, getting a little bit cold. Time to wrap this up. What did we learn today on this walk through the forest? Well, we felt spring. We manifested spring. We felt the energy of life coming up through the ground. That energy cannot be conjured with a lot of thinking and plotting and scheming. We also can manifest that energy. It's the Christ energy is what I heard my teacher call it, or Buddha nature. Something bigger than us that comes through us, animates us. It's the true face energy, our true face, right? And I think that that's our natural state is coming from that place, that zero, or that Dharma foundation, or that love of God, whatever you want to call it. But sometimes we think too much, and we get cloudy, and we get clogged, and the chain wraps around the axle, right? That's when you gotta drop it. Let go, walk away, let your intuition work on the problem. I mean, that was the thing that my girlfriend said she felt. She felt her intuition when she was in the forest. Her mind was not overworked because she was running. She was jogging. She was jogging hard through the forest, right? She wasn't thinking. She wasn't trying too hard. She didn't have a bunch of ideas or goals or ambitions or thises and that's and whatnots and so forths. She was just running. Her mind was loose, easy, free. And she said her spidey sense was tingling. She knew something was up. Her soul was cast wide, and she knew nearby somewhere, if not specifically, she had a sense that something was up. And sure enough, she made a right angle in her jog, looked in a bush, and saw a guy masturbating. You see, I brought it back around. My point is, hold on loosely, don't cling too tightly, let your intuition manifest, and you can catch perverts in the park. Is that good enough? Are we happy with this ending? Could be better, could be a lot better, but I think it's going to have to do. If you like this video and you want more, hit that subscribe button. And leave a comment in the section and let me know what you do when your mind starts clinging to a project or an ambition or a want or a need. Share what you do. Maybe it's a hot bath. Maybe it's meditation. Let me know in the comments section. Please come support me on Patreon as well. There's a link in the video description below. I've got essays there, I've got blogs, and I'm going to start doing some online meditation with my Patreon folks. So if this sounds appealing to you and you'd like to support this channel, come on over to Patreon. In the meantime, don't try too hard. Don't not try at all. Like Goldilocks, try just right.